Karibu sana mpenzi mtazamaji katika kipindi chetu cha Dimba la Siasa wiki hii. Ninao wageni ambao ni panelist. Nikianza na upande wangu wa kulia.
Huko ndio kulia. Karibu sana. Otieno Ngige here.
Daktari.
Yeah. We wish to talk to you and discuss the issues that captured our week. Welcome.
Karibu daktari.
Ya, asante. Kama kawaida ni Professor Kaspa hapa. Karibuni tena, kwa muda tumekosana, hatujapatana kwa kipindi, sikukosana.
Tumechukua muda.
Tumechukua muda. Kwa hivyo karibuni sana. Wacha tusikie ya leo ni yapi.
Karibu sana. Hii leo tumewaandalia mambo mengi sana kuhusu dimba la siasa, na haswa tutazungumzia kwa mapana na marefu kuhusu yale matukio ambayo yamekuwa katikati ya wiki. Tukianza na bwana daktari, what caught your attention during the week politically?
Oh my. There are a lot of things happened in a political world. A day is as long as a year, and this week a lot have happened. We can begin with how the taxpayers' money has been spent in the US. Yeah, the last time the hustler was out of this country, I think there was Prof, if you can remind me, it was a jet. It was a jet, right?
To Nigeria.
Yeah.
To Nigeria. Yeah. Okay, now we have gone to US. Also, like more than 100 billion shillings will be spent for that 10 days. And we are told that they also went to White House, which netizens are questioning. They are saying that was a house next to White House. I can't remember its name. Yeah, it is not the real White House. Yeah, and then
But it is white.
Yeah, it was in the vicinity of the White House. So that is one big thing, and the cry of vote rigging. Okay, here in Kenya we see that the deputy president was saying that hao ndio watu wakubwa, nobody can steal their votes, and when they are outside the country. Now the reality, they are saying that in fact they have petitioned the US to help in monitoring the election. Yeah, so back home here we have had a lot. Yeah, we have been anticipating where Moses Kure would go to, either Azimio, because we have got two main factions, that is Azimio and Kenya Kwanza. So we can see that is edging closer to Kenya Kwanza. Yeah, so we can see that. And another thing is that we are getting more political seekers. People are seeking officers, like we are getting more demotions, like governors. We know that governors can only serve up to 2 terms. Yeah. So right now it's either you relegate yourself or you stay out of politics. Because after governor, which is the next seat, you either be deputy president or president. But because they cannot get into that, we know others are going to get in. Already we know that Mandago is in the race. We still don't know the race that CIA governor is going to go for. Yeah, he said that if the people tells him to go for
MCA.
If the MCA, that is what he will do. Yeah, if he is told to go for Mbunge, he would go for that.
I purpose to come back to you.
Yes.
Let me get back to Professor. Professor, what caught your attention during the week politically?
I was focused on outside the country, but I managed
to be back.
Yeah, to be back.
You were in Ukraine.
I was in Ukraine and Russia.
Yeah.
And back at home, I realized that the prices of goods and commodities have skyrocketed. And as usual, Kenyans were blaming the war in Ukraine. Even sometimes back, I had them blaming the war in Iraq, that it has made things to be expensive, especially during the time of the Grand Coalition government. So back here, I see some comedians in terms of politics. There is one by the name being referred as the Big Frog by Miguna.
Njuguna.
Yeah, Njuguna. So the guy was defending the position taken by the leader of the Asimio, the ODM leader, the expected presidential candidate of Asimio, that they had a deal with this guy by the name Kalonzo. And Kalonzo was giving a personal statement that they had made an agreement that he will be supported. And to me, I think I must agree with Dr. Ruto on this issue that there are 4 presidential candidates who don't make sense here in Kenya. One of them is Kalonzo, the other one is Mudavadi, the other joker is Wetangula, and then we have another guy who is not even serious by the name Gideon Moi. These people cannot stand by themselves, and Deputy President has been very vocal on this matter, that they are waiting in offices to be endorsed. So you see now Kalonzo is fighting to be endorsed. What is he bringing on the table?
But Gideon Moi is kind of out of the picture. He has not been serious about his presidential bid.
Yeah, but birds of the same feathers flock together.
Of course.
So now when you find Kalonzo trying to make a statement that he needs to be endorsed by Raila to run for presidency, one thing about the Kenyan constitution, it does not bar anyone from running for presidency. He has not been barred from running for presidency, but he knows that he cannot survive in the political arena if not supported by Baba and Mr. Kenyatta. So if you have the two guys out of the picture, I even asked a question somewhere where we were doing some commentating. If we remove Mr. Kenyatta and Mr. Odinga from the Kenyan politics and tell Kalonzo and his cohort, so now you have a free will,
take the mantle,
take the mantle and run, and they don't endorse him, will he make it even to the parrot?
Ruto
atachapa in the morning, no?
So the same thing is what the governor of Makueni said, is that if Kalonzo supported Raila Odinga, they would win round 1. But if Raila supports Kalonzo, the Asla would beat them round 1.
Yeah, actually that's the thing. Then what caught my eye was the tantrums and tantrums thrown by the Njuguna guy or Miguna. He spoke about the speech that was spoken by the Deputy President of the United States.
Yeah.
He was lamenting about vote rigging and blah blah. And he was like, Baba, when he goes there, he's just sluggish like a toad. And then when you come to Deputy President, he's eloquent. I agree. You see, prayers are those who talk too much. They are eloquent. The liars, they are usually very eloquent. Yeah. They have a way of defending themselves and whatever. I like these guys who don't have a lot of.
But you saw with Miguna, he has a personal problem with Raila, and he has a personal problem also
with Mr. Kenyatta.
With Mr. Kenyatta, Ruto inclusive, because Ruto was part of the problem. His injection.
Not much. He has not been directing his venoms towards Ruto.
Of course, yes.
Yeah. But the problem of Miguna. The
it's
guy
kind of
knows all Kenyans, and there is no Kenyan who is good. If you die today, Dr. Oti, he will just open your file and say who you married, how that baby is not yours, and how you are going to rot in hell. So there is no person who is. I've never seen him just.
But at least for now, he has not gone against. Go through his post. He doesn't go against. His venoms are not targeting Dr. Ruto. Okay. Still speaking about what happened in the US, it's like DP has got support base who are hustlers, both here in Kenya, in US. There was a table, there was, they organized like a dinner, with tagged with prices. There was a table for 25,000 Kenya shilling. There was another one for 50,000 and another one for 100,000. Oh, it was a big floor. Only 3 plates were sold. Yeah, yeah. So
you went there for a rampe.
It's something like to raise some fund. So that means that it was a big floor. Let us just assume that the people who bought the meals bought that category of 100. It meant that he raised like 300,000 Kenya shilling. Yeah, yeah. So that was a massive blow. Yeah.
Apparently, no one is interested to ask me. Yes, but I would say, politically no, because my center of interest. You remember the Kenya pipeline?
Oh, pipeline, which happened in Kisumu.
Which happened in Kisumu.
That passed me.
It passed your attention, yes? Yeah, there was a diesel.
It was diesel, it burst.
And
I just overheard something, and as usual, the Omondis were running there.
Not everything.
Kenya,
up to Vijiko, nilikuwa nasema mpaka Vijiko wamejaza na diesel. But
the news was good that it was diesel, so we were safe to run for it.
Okay.
Well, you see, I'm trying to look at our Kenyan academies that help us to actually run these political institutions, the political parties, how they are built. You see, in most cases, if we look at our leaders, we look at Orengo, we look at Otieno Kajwang, Babu Owino. You see, almost a good number, they must have come from this student leadership in the university.
Yeah, university student leadership, yeah.
Okay.
Even
So,
Sakaja.
Even Sakaja,
Gladys Wanga,
Maura. A lot of Maura also was
a student leader at KU.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of wondering, what role is our university student leadership general? What role do they play in our Kenyan politics, especially now that we are heading to election?
I think the current crop of leadership in universities, they are just sycophants. But the times of Orengo and even the Migunas we are talking about, even Makamutua from the United States, we are talking about Babu Owino. If we go to UN, you will see the footprint of Babu Owino as a student leader. And they had a say up to the extent that even the most dictatorial president in Kenya, Moi, feared university students.
Of course, it was the only chancellor for all the public universities.
Yeah, so what happened is that you find these leaders were very vocal in criticizing the government. And that made them, maybe people felt that now if there's that assumption that if you criticize the government and we give you the government, you're going to run it in a better way because you are critical of issues. But to me, I think Kenyans now have started to realize that these people who are criticizing the government most, they are the poor performers. I can give you many examples. We had the KJ from the ridiculous. He was very critical of the government. He has been elected as an MP. What has he done? Okay, we have had people like now the impact in the government. Even Miguna and others ran away from their country. Instead for fighting for their country, they ran away. So that's why I classify Miguna and Makau Mutua. I don't see those people as Kenyans. Those are foreigners. Because when when they are Kenyans by birth, but when we wanted them to fight like the way Baba fought and some of us were fighting, Koigo Wamwere, and we have the people like Anyona. These people fought Now, if you run away from your country,
Even Orengo at some point in time he ran. You remember 1997?
97.
Yes, he had to run. They had to run.
You just
And,
run a little.
but
somebody like Ngilu.
You just go and
It was
greet some
brief,
people in
yeah.
Tanzania. and
I
come
think
back.
that was the time when Anyang' Nyong'o came and was like, he ran for presidency.
No, in 1997, Ngilu was running for president, SDP. We were talking about Masai Ngilu. So the popular Masai Ngilu came from there.
Was it Orengo or Anyang' Nyong'o?
Orengo was vying. Orengo vied for presidency in 2002.
202.
And Anyang' Nyong'o was a member of political party of SDP. Yeah, that was.
So you find,
yeah.
currently we cannot say that the current, I don't even know Amanur Miller from Kenyatta University.
You don't even know the student leader.
We don't know even a student leader in UN currently, because these people at that particular moment they were known even to the whole of Kenya. And now we have a lot of satellite universities, others you don't even know. Village universities like MKU, we have.
How do you call us? Village.
So
You're not being fair. Our universities.
I want to agree with Prof.
Yeah.
The leadership in university is now obsolete, almost obsolete. We don't have those characters who can take on the government. Yeah. The last leadership, I think Babu Wino was the last. Right now, I know that the student leader of Nairobi University is she's a lady, but they are sycophants, as you call them.
Actually, right now they are heading for another elections.
Yeah,
but we don't feel that there is something coming.
You will not know
in our university,
because even the lady, all the trip that Sonko was going outside Kenya, she was always there. I can't remember her name, but she's a leader. But now, Babu Wino and other leaders during that time, they were in the same equation of Francis Nganga. I mean, it's called Nganga of Natwas. Yeah.
The Nganga.
Yeah, they are truly of Kotu. Yeah. So they were such vocal. Yeah. But now you can see that help can go for like even 2 months without being released.
In fact, recently it was Babu Wino who intervened, actually threatened to rally for the total demonstration for all the universities.
I think what can contribute to this part is that during those times in campus, we had like 7 public universities.
There were 7.
There were 7. Now, if I give you the list of public university alone, you'll find that there are more than
every county has a university.
There are more than 27.
They have diluted.
So that is what has diluted.
And I say that universities have turned out to be where just girls go and slay. They are not even. Anyway, they are doing things. They are not learning. You see, the kind of education we were being taught in universities, currently they are learning things like how to do beauty therapy in the university. You are going to a university to go and learn makeup.
That is
of course.
So
that is part of civic.
So now somebody learning makeup and those things, how do you expect that person to go and champion for maybe food prices to go down? They don't even know that, they don't understand the economic impact of anything. They are just there. And you find that person is a student leader. Currently, I was expecting UN. You see, the University of Nairobi, Kenyatta University, are 2 universities that are put in a strategic position in the city. That once they say something, the government should
even Kenya Polytechnic.
And Kenya Poly. So these 3 universities were driving the agenda. If they decide to demonstrate and bring business, they paralyze the business in town. It means now the government has to reason and to try to act on what they. Now, when did you last hear them demonstrate?
Maybe there must have been manipulation from the student.
Okay.
That's the problem.
What you have to realize is that nowadays people do not want to waste time.
Now, how can we transform this student leadership to be meaningful in the coming general election?
Okay, this activation, like this part being an activist in university, it has during our time you could see some people were taking like 8 years before they graduate. Yeah. So this period, I think these people are now very sensitive. They don't want to make that sacrifice. Yeah. So they rather face those problems than sacrificing alone at their own disadvantage, because when you don't graduate, like you get that 2 semesters per year. When you strike, you go, I mean, the university is closed indefinitely. You'll find that your graduation is also being pushed further. And I think that is not what this crop of students want to. They don't want to stay in university for that long period. And talking about the universities that are closer to town, that road called Thika Super Highway. Yeah, that super highway. I think it is the one that should be university, right? Yeah, because if I start counting, you'll get KCA, you'll get
there's KCA, Kenyatta,
JKUAT.
We even have Pan-African.
You get even Kiriri.
yeah.
There are a lot of universities that way. There are a lot. MKU towards the end, there are a lot of other universities that way. So right now, I don't think that. I think the modern society, we are facing a different thing. I think they have funded everything to politicians. Yeah, because in the past, a student leader from UN and KU, those were destined to become a politician. There was no doubt about it. Yeah, there was no doubt about it. But now they would struggle because even nobody know.
But I understand so far the lady who is the president at UN is eyeing for women in Nairobi.
Maybe she will be coming to slay.
That would be a joker. I know she comes from Mombasa, those sides, of course.
How do you say that would be a joker? Do you know how Babu Wino came into?
Babu Wino
is household name.
A different class. You see, this guy was doing business with Gaddafi.
You know, Gaddafi was not even a president; he was a leader.
He was a leader.
Yeah,
African leader.
Yeah.
And you hear that this person are doing business with Babu Wino as a student leader. Babu Wino, during his tenure as SONU chair, he used to organize for demonstrations. He gave Kibaki a lot of headache on issues government. These slay queens and slay kings, they don't talk anything. Have you ever had any student leader coming out and saying maybe the price of food is expensive or something like
that? It's a bit of a challenge, but then I wanted us to exhaust this. How do we actually the transformation, that transition, because these are the leaders that we expect in the near future to come and take control. Like I've told you, I've heard from the horse's mouth that the lady is coming to vie for women rep. Actually, now Pasaris might face it a bit rough because the entire university is, if they rally behind, then we'll have a slay queen.
We will not. We will not. Actually, what I can say, universities currently, as we speak, they don't have a say in a political arena. Yeah. They have left the Uhuru Kwanza has managed to neutralize.
Good, Mr. Kasper. What is your take on Kalonzo Musyoka's position politically?
Kalonzo is mimi kwangu naona ni kama amepotea, ana mwelekeo na si kumuonea, lakini ile tag alipewa ya watermelon kuanzia mwaka wa 2007 kama inamwandama tu bado. Hakuna chance ya kuingia Azimio ambapo aliambiwa akienda Azimio, Azimio iko na very high chance ya kuchukua hiyo kiti round 1. Na akiingia Kenya Kwanza I doubt. Nimefanya hesabu zangu nikaona kwamba akienda Kenya Kwanza anaenda kutafuta nini kule. Manake Kenya Kwanza is a one man's show. It's Ruto. No. So what Ruto will give you is what you will take. You will not go and dictate.
Na akiwa Azimio atapewa nini?
Azimio, okay, ile mchezo unaona Kalonzo anajaribu kucheza pale ni anataka kuplay hardliner ndio labda apewe kiti ya deputy president. But hiyo kiti as it stands it will go to Central Kenya.
Possibly who?
In Central Kenya. I see there's a possibility for Mwangi Kiunjuri. It will bring the Ameru people, or Lee Kinyanjui is a potential candidate. I don't see this joker they call Peter Kenneth with even sweets to be. You know, even Kikuyus, those real Kikuyus, they don't see him as a Kikuyu. You know, he's some kind of his father is an Israelite, so that's not a pure Kikuyu. We want a pure Kenyan.
But he's a Kenyan. He's
No,
a Kenyan. He has been here.
Actually, the
last time I checked, he was.
Acha nikukosee kidogo. Okay, hata Obama alikuwa na damu ya Kenya.
Chukua hii.
It never deterred him from becoming the most powerful president.
So they say he has no influence.
Just wait a minute. Then you talked about Mwangi Kiunjuri. Mwangi Kiunjuri is not in question. In fact, his party could be among the 21 parties that Moses Kuria said that are lining up to join Oka. So he's also not a Meru. He comes from Laikipia, and he, as at now, he plans to go and vie for Laikipia West. I don't know why Laikipia West, together with this lady called.
Actually, not Mwangi Kiunjuri. I was talking about Peter Munya, the minister.
Munya also failed.
Meru, I think.
Munya failed to resign at the right time. So it means that political equation, he will be out unless he's looking for appointments.
Now, before I come back to you, let me finish with Professor completely. Because
you can never finish.
I want to finish it on the ground. Professor. Now, what is the scenario? Should Kalonzo Musyoka join UDA? Now, what will be the scenario?
If he joins UDA, the Kamba community will not follow him to UDA.
How many
That's
MPs
how he
does
will kill.
Kalonzo Musyoka command?
We don't talk about MPs. This issue of MPs, I've told you this statement again, that in Kenya 70% of MPs don't retain their seats.
That we are talking about Ukambani.
Yeah, they don't retain their seats. So we are talking about governors. All of them being in Azimio. Okay? And these people have an influence. If Chap brings you his Machakos, the guy Kiputa Kibwana has done a lot of good
so
work.
So he brings Machakos in terms of what? In terms of MCS?
Of course. You will get MCS in... You see the Kamba senators, the Kamba governors, all of them have their own parties. The Kibwana akona party yake, Mutua akona yake, Ngiru akona yake. So hawa watu, kila mtu kwa kaunti yake akipata hizo seats na wako kwa Azimio. Kalonzo amezimia. So asipoingia Azimio atazimia. Akienda Kenya Kwanza atakuwa amepoteza kabisa, ataenda peke yake. Vile mimi naona maoni yangu, Mudavadi na Wetangula walienda huko peke yao, kukula peke yao huko, wakaacha Waluya nje. Kwa sababu you have to look at the public sentiment. Na ukiangalia sentiment, if there are these people arguing that President Kenyatta has failed them, especially Kikuyus and some other communities, that he is not been performing. Now they were together with Ruto. Who tells you that Ruto is now going to perform? Why can't we try new tricks instead of using the same person and expect a different results? You do the same thing today, tomorrow, and you expect a different result. it won't work.
Okay, let me just add a little thing about that. Okay, Kalonzo to me is like a girl who doesn't know her worth. Like she thinks that she's worth too much. Yeah, playing hard to get. You know, you play hard to get until some extent. So she might play hard to get until huyu kijana aboeke na apate tu amebaki tu hivyo. So because you know Kalonzo has been cornered in one way. It's like if I want you to come to my side, I kidnap, it is bad term, I kidnap your child. Saizi, we can say that Azimio has
kidnapped three of Kalonzo's children.
No, that is all children. Yeah, so it means that the parent has to run after.
So he's looking for a ransom.
Yeah. So he must look for that. And where in Kenya here, politics is always tribal. Tribal means that if you have your territory, you need to have it fully consolidated. Yeah, fully consolidated. Like one party, people are wearing one uniform. Now look, the governor of Makueni, that is Kivutha Kibwana, though he was elected on Wiper, but even his initial election was Muungano, he had his party. So it means that
Kalonzo cannot have control over
Maendeleo wa Chap is serving his 2 terms securely without Kalonzo fronting somebody to challenge him. Yeah,
Gilu has been
Gilu is coming from Kalonzo
backyard.
territory. Yeah, backyard, the real one, going with her own political party and winning. And you'll find that even MCA seats is like the Kamba world. We can call it we call it Eastern, Lower Eastern region. You find that we have not even seen the cases of impeachment there. So it means that he doesn't have a voice.
But I wanted us to I wanted you to confirm something. I know
there's one thing I wanted to finish before you ask me that. Okay, you ask like the side that Kalonzo is tilting towards. I want to agree with Casper is that he doesn't have any chance in UDA or Kenya Kwanza, that group. Because if you look at the other side, no one is agitating for political reforms. Yeah. So you know when reforms come, positions can be created. Yeah. Like here, you are hearing that all the people in Azimio are pro BBI. So BBI can be reintroduced in another way, and it will create position for these people. So Kalonzo, I remember there's a day that Nditi Nyoro was campaigning in Ukambani. Said that let him come, we'll give him the position of a speaker. Speaker for Kalonzo, I think is bigger than that. Yeah.
But I think the same sentiment people said about Musalia Mudavadi, but he ended up going back to William Samoei Ruto.
And what is he going to do there? To bring confusion.
Whatever he's going to do, that is their business, of course. But they want to form a government, possibly because they are.
You see. I don't. There is some politics of the Oka I don't like. This politics of giving people wait. We are going to get a presidential candidate. The same thing is what Mudavadi went to with Kenya Kwanza, and the Kalonzo is trying to bring here. We have a presidential candidate. Sisi tumeshajipanga. Sasa yeye kama anakuja,
you are openly saying that you subscribe to Azimio.
No, I'm saying
I'm quoting
the quote of what we call DP. He should says tumejipanga, unaona. So Azimio already imejipanga,
and they play the music,
and then you go to UDA unapata wamejipanga. So the other day this guy Gachagua said we have the president, we have a deputy president. Wewe Mudavadi kama umekuja tafuta vitu zingine. You see what happened? They were like no, we are equal partners. That nonsense, we don't like it. If you go somewhere, you know that you have gone for, like Mudavadi now is going to cook for Ruto.
Being a kitchen.
Yeah, he's a kitchen boy there. He's not going to get anything there.
Mr.
What can he get from you there? Nothing.
Now, I'm bringing this issue. some people are saying from the ground that the most beneficiaries of Azimio government, should they form the government, the most beneficiary is going to be the Kikuyu nation. First, they are saying Martha Karua is probably, if she has to come, akona pati yake. Mwangi akona pati yake. Okay? Talk about PNU,
Uhuru,
Jubilee. What else?
kuna Mbas.
Mbas from Meru. Now these people, they are coming to negotiate as individual parties, and they are going to be given a slot. Same to Eastern. We have talked about the 3 governors. Each of them have got their party. Come to Western, they have also aligned to the new child,
DAP.
plus
DAP
the
kind.
ODM. But when you come to Nyanza, it's only a single party.
No, Ruo Nyanza, they have their ODM. In Kisii, we have the party, I think UPA, but cases are mostly inclined to the
ODM. That's why they are saying that the most beneficiary is the Kikuyu, the Mount Kenya, because they have lined a lot of parties that are going to do what? To bargain for the slots compared to just ODM, which is dominant in Nyanza. There is no any other party.
Okay. Let me come in first. I'll say that having parties is one thing, and parties would not have any power if they don't have representative. So you'll find that there are a lot of parties in central Kenya, and you might find that others will fail even to produce even a single representative.
But you promise now that when we get this government, I'm going to give you 2 slots of this position.
My friend, politics is about number. If you don't bring numbers, that is it. You are doomed. That is the bone of contention that Wiper has with ODM. That the political funds were shared, and they want to share that money with ODM. That has got a lot of representative. Now look, if he's talking about Musalia Mudavadi, right now he's left with four members of parliament. All of them have gone to either DAP or ODM. Yeah. So you see,
Wetangula is alone there.
Wetangula is alone, even his own member of parliament
Yes, in Jubilee.
is in Jubilee. Yeah. So you see, this one, the question will come into perspective after election. Like you cannot come, because we'll talk about, we need numbers for bills to be passed. Yeah. So you cannot come as a joyrider. You see that, we were signatory. Like for example, Ndile, they let Tip was not even producing anybody. So maybe what he could get was like a parastatal appointment. Yeah.
Of which that's what I refer as political conmanship. Because I don't see how somebody like Wetangula, who does not even have his own MPs in Jubilee, and comes to become the leader of the majority, the minority.
Roma led a rally for the first time in
Kisii.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, it's called Baba.
In fact, we should clap for him. He tried in the absence of his master.
Yeah. So this also a guy who is Wetangula, I say is conning.
Yeah.
The same thing Wiper wanted to con. You see, the political funds, now they have said in the new political parties bill that you will be given money depending on the number of people you have brought into parliament.
Yeah.
Okay? There is a share you will get. If you have an MCA, there is an amount you will get. Because now they realized that it's conmanship. If you come with your party, it has nothing, but again you start asking for political funds, and you have not brought anything.
But remember, recently you just signed, was it an agreement it was a law which was passed.
Yeah.
political
Parties,
parties.
yeah, that
bill.
bill that was passed and it has been assented, so we can say that.
So now
it is
the
allowed.
political parties you will get if you don't
Now it's
have.
going to bind them whether they.
Yeah. And I think Kikuyus, their capital owners, you see, half of the wealth in Kenya is owned by Kikuyus. So they should be given at least a third of the government. Even the population votes for that. If they have a bigger population, if we start distributing these seats, that's why we brought
Now
in
I
PPI.
see you are coming into terms with this.
One
Is it
shilling-
Manyara?
Manyara, yeah.
There is this Manyara, this political analyst.
Yeah.
You see, this is the thing. 1 shilling,
One man,
one vote.
Yeah.
You find that the owners of capital, they work so much to build the economy. You can't tell me that the Somalis, I'm not being tribal, but the Somalis there and the Rendiris in
Northeastern.
if we allow them to flourish the economy of Kenya, they are doing anything. In fact, they are even reaping a lot from the government, especially from devolution. Okay, so I think we have to change the system such that if you have higher population, it means you produce more and you pay more tax to the government. So you should be given more, and those ones who are few, they just get few. That's even the principle of God.
Okay.
Now today for our
Okay.
viewers, as we wind up, I'm going to give Oti a test and Professor Kasper a test as we wind up. Professor Dr. Oti, where is Gitobu Imanyara?
Gitobu Manyara, from the last time I heard, it was slapped by Lucy Kibaki. I cannot locate where it is currently. Yeah. Gitobu Manyara, the last time I heard he was the deputy speaker, right? No, he was not deputy speaker. He lost the seat.
He lost the seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dead politically.
Yeah, it's not there. I don't know.
Mr. Kasper, where is Moody Awori?
Moody Awori is enjoying his life in Western, being a retired deputy president,
Vice.
that's as vice president, and Kibaki, a very loyal one. I like the guy. He's enjoying his life with the wives. I don't know whether the wives are there, but he's enjoying his life.
I think you are not sure about this.
He's not sure.
He's representing is in some board representing
Somewhere in Kenya.
Yeah,
He's the
representing
youngest.
youth.
He's the youngest representing youth
He's representing youth in
funds
some board.
trust.
That's a
Yeah.
joke. Somebody 90
Yeah.
representing youth.
Of course, yes, he was appointed.
If you don't know much, he's also enjoying swimming. which,
Thank you, viewers. Thank you. We ask you, please subscribe and also comment. And until next time, it's a bye-bye.
Bye.
Right.